As you've probably seen from the title of this video already, this is not going to be a car. Again, it's something different that I kind of like, and another yellow submarine to add to my yellow submarine fantasy collection. And that's pretty much it for this one. It's actually going to be a really simple build, as I've bought this kit as a bigger scale kit as well. So this is just going to be a quick one-day build, going to be done in about 2 hours of time in total, including the dry time of the paint and all of the assembly. So I just sanded off some of the attachment points where it was attached to the sprues of the kit, and then just sanded the entire body with some 600 grit, blew it off with some air, and then just added 2 light coats of Tamiya spray paint primer. With the primer on and let dry for a couple of minutes, I moved on to painting the parts seen silver, as this makes the yellow, which I will be painting after this, a lot easier to cover. The silver is also on and let dry again for a couple of minutes, and then I moved on to applying the yellow. I applied 2 light coats of this just to get it covered. The coverage wasn't extremely good, and especially in some of the deeper lower areas, the paint just bulked up and the edges were a bit thin. But as I said, this is just going to be a quick test build for the huge one, which I will be doing later on sometime. Not really sure when and how I'm going to build it, but I have it in my stash, and I figured I'd want to do a quick little build in the meantime of doing all the cars, just to get my head out of that for a little bit and have some easy fun. So with that all done, I just set it aside for a good 1.5 hours in the sunlight so the paint could have some time to dry. Then I used some very low tack masking tape to mask it off so I could paint the black edge or stripe or fin, not even sure what it's called, but the things that stick out on the top and bottom in some glossy black. The clear part for in the front got painted gloss black as well on some of those parts, and the edges needed to be in a gunmetal or grayish color, so I painted that afterwards. And then I also painted the top and bottom again with some gunmetal gray for the doors or entrance that's on those sides as well. I did 2 coats, light coats, just to get it covered. It's not the prettiest. I should have masked it off and painted it with the airbrush, but as I said, it's just a fun quick build to see how this one will turn out and get my ideas flowing for the bigger one. with all that detail painting done, I moved on to the interior, which is just a printed piece of paper that you need to fold over and glue into the interior itself, and just add the seats to that. Just super glued those to the paper, and the paper was masked or held together by masking tape and then just glued into place. The windshield got put in, and then the top half was on. That's pretty much all there is to it. And that's it. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but for a 2-hour build, it's not bad at all, if you ask me. Now, don't be expecting the bigger version of this to be built quite as soon as you want, as I'm not really ready for that, as it's pretty darn big, and I want to get back to cars now.